You ever reach a point where you can literally feel your brain melting as you scroll? Not physically, obviously, but mentally. That slow, heavy numbness that creeps in when you're doom scrolling for so long that you even forget what you've been looking for at the first place. That's where I found myself not too long ago. At first I brushed it off. Everyone scrolls before bed, right? It's harmless, it's normal, but for me it turned into something else. Something that started to steal hours of my nights without me even noticing. My routine was predictable. Go to bed around midnight, lie there for 10 minutes and tell myself you deserved a quick look at your phone. Maybe a little TikTok, a scroll through Instagram, maybe some news, you know, just 5 minutes. But every single time 5 minutes turned into 2 hours and sometimes 3. And suddenly it's 3 a.m, my alarm is set for 5:30 a.m. and I'm lying there wondering why I keep doing this to myself. I'd wake up more exhausted than the day before, drag myself out of bed and start to do the thing over and over again. It was the cycle of doom scrolling. And the worst part, I didn't even like the content anymore. I wasn't entertained, I wasn't learning anything meaningful, I was just scrolling because the algorithm told me to scroll. If you feel similar to me, please subscribe. It wasn't the screen time that bothered me. I'm a tech person, I love screens. It was what I was using my screens for. Negativity, hot takes, endless crises, all designed to keep me hooked and anxious at the same time. And as Christmas rolled closer, I thought maybe I should do something for myself. Not a resolution, not a self-help challenge, just a little shift. A treat that might break the cycle without forcing me to delete everything or pretend I don't love technology. So I decided to replace my doom scrolling screen with a nostalgia screen. And that's how the AYN Thor entered my life. Now, this wasn't a random pick. There is a whole story behind this, why this felt right the moment I saw it. When I think about my childhood, I don't think about big consoles or fancy setups. I think about handhelds. Those were my comfort zones, my escape routes, my little pockets of joy I could carry everywhere. The Game Boy Color was my gateway. That purple transparent plastic, that squishy D-pad, the simplicity of popping in a cartridge and disappearing into a world instantly. Then came the Nintendo DS, the original one, the weird grey silver brick that looked like a prototype. I adored that thing. I used it so much until the hinge literally broke down. Then the DS Lite came in a sleek little upgrade and I wore that one also to the ground. The hinge broke on that one as well. And after that came the original 3DS, and I swear I spent entire summers glued to that screen. Handhelds weren't just devices, they were eras, they were chapters of my life. So fast forward to adulthood, I had a PC, and in my teenage years I had an Xbox 360. I had all the grown-up gaming stuff, but none of it hit the same. Especially shooters. They stopped being fun for me a while ago and started to become more stressful. The constant focus, the pressure, the competitiveness, it wasn't what I wanted anymore. That's when the Steam Deck pulled me back into handhelds. It's a beast of a machine. It's super powerful, super fun, but let's be honest, it's not something you casually whip out on a commute. It's big, it's heavy, and it demands space. And while it reintroduced me to single-player games, it didn't quite fit into my everyday life. The AYN Thor though, it was like it whispered, hey, remember the DS? Remember how it felt to open something small and comforting instead of something overwhelming? So I bought it, and when it arrived, the nostalgia hit me before I could even turn it on. It wasn't perfect. The setup is absolutely not for the faint of heart. You need to tinker, you need patience, you need to be willing to dive into emulator settings and tweaks. But after that, it becomes yours, personalized, tuned for your playing style, instead of whatever phone app is screaming for your attention. The real shift happened on my first commute after setting it up. I sat down on a train, pulled out my phone by reflex and paused. Instead, I reached into my bag and held the Thor for the first time outside of my home. I flipped it open, scrolled through my game list, launched New Super Mario Bros, and instantly everything around me just softened. The train noise blurred out of the background, the pressure of the day melted, and for the first time in months I wasn't feeling weighed down by the world before the day even started. I was just playing a game, a simple game, a cheerful game, a colorful game. No negativity, no news, no algorithm deciding my mood. Just Mario. That moment, that hour-long commute, changed much more than I expected. I closed the Thor, slid it into my pocket and stepped off the train and felt light. My head wasn't buzzing with headlines or drama. I wasn't tired of humanity before arriving at work. I was in a good mood, and really good mood. And that started happening day after day. Slowly, TikTok stopped calling my name, Instagram lost its grip, and I barely opened Reddit except for specific things I wanted to look up. Those apps weren't banned, they weren't deleted, they just weren't appealing anymore. Because when you swap doom scrolling with something joyful, something nostalgic, and something that genuinely adds something to your day, the old habit starts to fade down, you don't have to fight it anymore. The biggest wake-up moment was when people were at work talking about some breaking news headline, and I had absolutely no clue what they were referring to, and honestly, that felt really nice. Not because I don't care about the world, I do, but because I wasn't drowning in every problem all at once. I wasn't constantly carrying the emotional weight of things I had no control over. My life didn't change because I missed a headline. My mental health definitely improved though, because I wasn't reading 20 of them every night. Now, I'm not pretending I suddenly became a Zen master. I still love YouTube, I still watch long-form content, but even there the Thor influenced me a little bit. It made me shift towards slow-paced longer videos instead of mindlessly tapping through shorts. But the real magic happens in those little cracks of the day, in the downtime, when you're waiting for the train, waiting in a line, sitting in a waiting room. Those small pockets of boredom where I used to default to doom scrolling are now moments I actually enjoy. Because instead of scrolling, I'm playing through DS games on Melon DS. I'm diving into PlayStation 2 titles with NetherSX2. I'm revisiting childhood favorites, finishing games I got never around to as a kid. And there is something deeply comforting about that. Something really grounding. And the crazy part, I didn't feel like I gave up anything. I just replaced something harmful with something nostalgic and fun. That's the difference. You don't have to remove screens, you just need to use them intentionally. Swapping my phone for the AYN didn't make me a minimalist monk. It just gave me something back of myself that I realized I've been missing, the part that used to open a handheld and feel happy. So if you're stuck doom scrolling too, not because you want to, but because your brain has been trained to it, don't fight the screen, fight the content. Swap the habit, not the device. Because sometimes the healthiest thing you can do for your own brain is give it some fun to focus on. Something that belongs to you and not the algorithm. So if you could swap your doom scrolling with anything, what would you choose? I had so much fun making this video, and especially looking at the older videos like from Reggie when he's revealing the DS or the Xbox 360 reveal, that I thought, well, maybe I'd end this video a bit different. I have sliced the key moments with the original sound back in the end of my video, so you can just have that little nostalgic feel. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Well, the wait is over. This is Nintendo DS. DS not only changes Nintendo, it changes our industry.
The time when horsepower alone made an important difference is over. Thank you very much.